WTA rankings after Australian Open 2026. Champion Rybakina rises to third. Svitolina returns to top 10. Elena Rybakina returned to her career-high ranking of 3 in the latest WTA rankings released on Monday after her title-winning run at the Australian Open. From 5th to 3rd in the WTA rankings after claiming her maiden Australian Open title. Photo credit, AP. Elena Rybakina returned to her career-high ranking of 3 in the latest WTA rankings released on Monday after her title-winning run at the Australian Open. Kazakhstan's Rybakina, who defeated world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka 6-4, 4-6, 6-4 in Saturday's final in Melbourne to claim her second major, moved from 5th to 3rd. Coco Gauff slipped from 3rd to 5th as the American suffered a shocking loss against Alina Svitolina in the quarterfinals. Top 10, along with ranking points. 1. Aryna Sabalenka, 10,990. 2. Iga Swiatek, POL, 7,978. 3. +2. Elena Rybakina, KAZ, 7,610. 4. Amanda Anisimova, USA, 6,680. 5. -2. Coco Gauff, USA, 6,423. 6. Jessica Pegula, USA, 6,103. 7. Mira Andreeva, 4,731. 8. Jasmine Paolini, ITA, 4,267. 9 +1. Belinda Bencic, SUI, 3,342. 10 +2. Alina Svitolina, UKA, 3,205. Ukraine Svitolina, who reached the semifinals for the first time in Melbourne, moved up from 12th to 10th. Despite her second-round defeat, Switzerland's Belinda Bencic jumped from 10th to 9th. USA's Madison Keys, whose title defense ended with a loss to compatriot Jessica Pegula in the round of 16, slipped from 9th to 15th. Turkey's Zeynep Sönmez, who became the first player from her nation to reach the third round of the Australian Open, returned to top 100. With a massive jump of 33 spots, Sönmez is now world number 79. On the other hand, former French Open runner-up Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova took the biggest hit. The Russian had reached the quarterfinals in Melbourne in 2025, but after a first-round exit this year, she slipped from 47th to 100th. In the top 100, Canada's Victoria Mboko, 13th, USA's Eva Jovic, 20th, Australia's Maya Joint, 29th, Frenchwoman Lois Boyson, 34th, and Ilse Jacquemot, 53rd, Czechia's Teresa Valentova, 44th, Alexandra Ila, 45th, of the Philippines, Indonesia's Janice Chen, 47th, Britain's Francesca Jones, 66th, Croatia's Petra Marcinko, 69th, and Russia's Oksana Seligmitova, 76th, achieved new career-high rankings. What are the current WTA rankings of the Indian players? Doubles. Rutuja Bosole, 143, -7. Prathana Tombair, 146, -8. Ria Bhatia, 191, +1. Ankita Raina, 206, -17. Srivali Bamadipati, 362, -1. Singles. Sahaja Yamalapalli, 425, -55. Vaidehi Chaudhary, 476, -6. Srivali Bamadipati, 481, -28. Ria Bhatia, 578, -40. Ankita Raina, 622, -37. WTA rankings after Australian Open 2026. Rybakina rises to third. Svitolina returns to top 10. In the pantheon of professional tennis, few events shape the narrative of a season and the careers of the players, quite like the Grand Slam tournaments. Among them, the Australian Open stands as the year's first major crucible, where ambition is tested, history is written, and the WTA standings reverberate with seismic shifts. The 2026 edition delivered precisely that: a stunning champion in Elena Rybakina, an exhilarating return to the WTA top 10 for Alina Svitolina, and a snapshot of women's tennis at once rich with established champions and electrifying resurgence. A champion's ascension, Rybakina's triumph in Melbourne. At the heart of this moment sits Elena Rybakina, the Kazakh dynamo whose journey through the 2026 Australian Open was a blend of grit, power, and quiet resolve. In a pulsating final against world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka, Rybakina emerged victorious in 3 sets, 6-4, 4-6, 6-4, claiming the Daphne Akerst Memorial Cup and securing her second Grand Slam title after her 2022 Wimbledon triumph. It was a storyline that carried emotional and strategic weight. Rybakina had previously fallen short in Melbourne's final, and this one not only avenged past disappointment but also cracked open her ranking trajectory in a dramatic way. The Australian Open points haul vaulted her to world number 3, matching her career-high ranking and positioning her tantalizingly close to the elite duopoly that has dominated the tour. Melbourne moments that mattered. To appreciate the extent of Rybakina's climb, we must look beyond the scoreline. Her final displayed an unwavering belief that often seemed at odds with the subtle calm she exuded on court. Down 0-3 in the final set, with the specter of Sabalenka's power looming, Rybakina reeled off 5 successive games, displaying an aggressive yet composed brand of tennis that has become her signature. This is not merely about a solitary win. It's an affirmation of Rybakina's evolution. Her season had begun with solid momentum, including a strong finish at the previous year's WTA finals, but entering a slam final, particularly against the formidable Sabalenka, demands a mental edge and competitive resolve that separate fleeting brilliance from sustained excellence. The victory in Melbourne suggests Rybakina has crossed that threshold. The numerical impact. How rankings shifted. In the WTA's point-based ranking system, Grand Slams carry immense weight, and results here often send ripple effects through the standings. Rybakina's run earned her a significant points boost, propelling her to number 3 globally. That placement not only matches her best-ever ranking but also underscores her potential challenge to the sport's upper echelon, particularly the players ranked number 1 and number 2. Behind her, the shifting landscape reveals interesting narratives too. While stalwarts like Sabalenka hold a commanding lead at the top, players like Iga Swiatek, traditionally strong across surfaces, sit ahead of Rybakina, offering a tantalizing triangle of potential number 1 contenders. The distribution of points this early in the season sets the tone for the momentum races leading into the American hardcourt swing and beyond. In this context, ranking isn't just a metric, it's momentum embodied. Rybakina's rise to number 3 suggests a sustained presence at the top, not a flash in the pan, and signals to fans and rivals alike that the upcoming season could be one of the most competitive in memory. A story of retain. Svitolina back among the elite. If Rybakina's climb is one story, Alina Svitolina's return to the top 10 is another equally compelling, though very different, narrative. Once a fixture in the upper tier of women's tennis, Svitolina's career had been punctuated by remarkable highs and intermittent breaks. After taking time off for maternity leave, many wondered if she could ever reclaim her elite status. At the 2026 Australian Open, she answered emphatically. Svitolina's run to the semifinals, highlighted by dominant victories over top 10 players, including Coco Gauff and Mira Andreeva, showcased a blend of tactical acuity and unflagging drive. Those wins, coupled with her Auckland title earlier in the season, amassed enough ranking points to vault her back into the WTA's top 10. Beyond the numbers, the human arc. Ranking figures, of course, only tell part of Svitolina's story. Her return to the top 10 is emblematic of resilience and reinvention, a testament to an athlete who adapted her career around life's most profound changes without relinquishing her competitive edge. The narrative arc here transcends